Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm so glad you're here with me today. As I always like to say, I love being here with you. It's my one time to be able to talk to you live. So, whether you're joining live or you're catching the replay, I know that this time is for you. It's your time to reflect, to learn, and hopefully you'll feel a bit more empowered and inspired after we talk. And that way, on your healing path, you can maybe think about mindset. My name is Terry Stirk. I am a wellness coach and author, and I'm here today to offer you information, training, and inspiration to help you. So anytime you have feedback, I am open to hearing it because I would love to know what you're thinking and what your needs are for future weeks. So never hesitate. Just reach out, send me a note or an email. That would be wonderful. Today we'll talk about something that doesn't get enough attention, and that's the impact of our mindset on our healing. You can have the best medical plans, the strongest support system, and the most resources. But if your mindset is locked in negativity, blame, perfectionism, or anything negative, you'll keep bumping into walls because your brain, your mind will keep taking you there. So let's be real. Mindset isn't magic. That's not what we're talking about. But we do know that mindset does lighten your load. Even though it can't erase your pain, it can help give you a sense of purpose and remind you that you are not powerless. So why do we care about mindset? Why does it matter? I want you to think about this question. How often do you pay attention to what you're telling yourself? You know, that negative self-talk is what we listen to most. Even when we're in a crowded room, we could still be listening to our own self-talk. Becoming aware of that is how we manage our mindset, because healing isn't just about what happens to you. It's about how you choose to believe what happens to you. Simply put, mindset is a lens through which we view the world. And when we go through difficult situations, I do understand that because I've been through multiple situations myself. So I do understand. Let's just break this down a little bit. Have you heard the comment, shift your thinking or change your perspective? I remember the time I realized the meaning of shifting my thinking. And I did it. I learned to shift my thinking. I learned to manage my mindset. When we get stuck in thoughts like, this will never get better, I'm never going to heal, I'm broken beyond repair, why did this happen to me? I should be further along by now. We're not just stating opinions, we're reinforcing patterns that keep us in a suffering mindset. Research shows that negative thought loops increase stress hormones and make it harder for our body to rest, recover, and repair. So there's physical reasons to get a handle on mindset. I once asked my oncologist if stress caused my cancer. Because I had triple negative cancer, I couldn't figure out why? I kept asking why. He said, there's no evidence that stress causes cancer, but there's certainly evidence that stress can contribute to it. And if stress hormones make it harder for our bodies to rest and recover and repair, then that just explains it all. It explains what my oncologist said to me. On the other hand, when you practice more hopeful, flexible thinking, you create an environment physically and emotionally where healing can actually take root and grow. Let's walk through 3 mindset shifts you can start practicing right away. These aren't all the shifts, but they're ones that I thought were applicable to the healing that we need to go through. The first one is to shift from victim to survivor. It takes us from why me to what now? Why me is a question that keeps you circling in pain. You can see how that would be true. What now is a question that moves you toward possibility and hopeful future. This is how seeing yourself as a survivor rather than a victim fosters empowerment and resilience. Instead of thinking, why did this happen to me? Ask yourself, what is the next small step I can take today to care for myself, to heal? So here's a tip. Write what now on a sticky note and put it on your mirror as a daily reminder. Then every time you see it, you'll think, okay, what now? What can I do today to change my circumstance? The second one is a shift from fixed to growth, changing our mindset so that we're constantly growing rather than just sitting stuck and fixed in one place. So we go from I'm broken to I'm rebuilding, because that's what healing is. We're rebuilding to get back to a place or an even better place than we used to be. You are not your wounds. You are the person who survived them. Rebuilding honors what you've been through and what you're still capable of. Adopting a growth mindset allows for learning and growth despite your painful experiences. It has allowed me to turn my pain into a passion for serving others. That's why I'm here. That's why I do these lives, because I've dealt with pain and I understand how you are all dealing with it too. So I think I can help. So if you're recovering from illness or grief or loss, remind yourself daily, I am in the process of rebuilding. I am healing. My story isn't over yet. So a tip is each evening, list one way you showed strength or self-compassion that day. That helps you see that you're growing and that you're doing things to improve your situation. The third is to shift from it has to be perfect to progress is enough. Progress is the mindset that we aim for. Perfectionism paralyzes us because there's no such thing as perfect. We can never be perfect. Progress propels you forward. Even small steps are progress. No matter where you are in your journey, you can make mindset shifts. Instead of beating yourself up for not feeling better after whatever medical procedure you've been through, maybe you're not moving along fast enough and then you get frustrated. Recognize that any step you've taken, like getting out of bed or making a phone call to ask for support or showing up today to learn something new, these are all things that you're doing to progress. So a tip is at the end of each week, celebrate. Celebrate that you made it through another week. Celebrate one thing you've done to honor your healing. And we're all healing, no matter how far you are, no matter where you are in your journey. We're always healing. I'm still healing. And doing these lives for you helps me heal as well. But remember, these shifts that I just discussed, they're not about denying the hard stuff. They're about giving yourself a mindset to get through them. It helps you move through the difficulty and not just stop and get stuck. So now that we've talked about these shifts, let's talk about techniques we can use to make the shifts and stick with it, to make it a life-changing event. But let's be honest, changing your mindset isn't a one-time decision. It's a daily practice, even multiple times a day. The circumstances, the stressors, the struggles that you go through in a day can impact your mindset multiple times in a 24-hour period. So these are techniques that you can use over and over again. And if you're doing some of these things on a daily basis, then you're prepared when stress happens or when some struggle comes up. So here are a few techniques you can try. And these are ones that have worked for me. So I hope you'll try them as well. A gratitude practice. The first one that worked for me was instituting a daily gratitude practice. When I look back, I see the people who surrounded my family and me during these challenging times in my life. I started a gratefulness journal to recognize all the goodness in my life, which helped me to see the blessings in my past experiences and to learn from those blessings. The gratefulness journal was the tipping point to help me jumpstart my healing journey. I would sit on my deck in the beautiful sunshine, the day after a treatment, writing gratefulness notes in my journal. I now embrace that sense of well-being and good health because of that practice I learned during those difficult times. It's a part of my emotional well-being that I didn't even understand at the time. I didn't even know it was possible. But I had to start somewhere, and that's where I started, and it's an ongoing practice I've had forever, that I will have forever. The second one is self-reflection and journaling. We talked about a gratitude journal. Well, regular journaling is an excellent way to reflect on any experiences you've had and to track your progress, set goals, and to track what you've done that day toward that goal. Journaling prompts like, what am I grateful for today? Or what did I learn from this experience? Or what have I done for my own well-being today? These can help you get started. But I wanted to let you know that when you sit down to reflect and to journal, there are no rules. There's nobody judging you. You just write from your heart. Sometimes I call it a brain dump. Like if my head is just swirling and I'm having difficulty concentrating, I can just pull out my journal and start, writing down everything that's there, dumping it onto the paper, and then it's no longer in my head. A morning mindset check can be a part of that process. Start your day by asking, what kind of mindset will serve me best today? So based on what you have coming at you, whether it's work or appointments, that morning check-in can be very helpful to get you off on a good start. The third tool I just call mantras. It's using positive affirmations to help you get through a negative feeling and to shift your mindset. Affirmations have the power to rewire the negative thought patterns. Use simple phrases like, I am healing, I am rebuilding, I am learning, I am enough, I am happy, I am joyful, I am strong. Repeat them when doubt creeps in. One I use often is, this too shall pass. Another is, the one who falls gets up faster than the one who never falls. We will fall during our healing journey. We might take some steps backwards. And that's okay. Because if you don't try, then you will never fall. Visual reminders can help you here, like writing empowering quotes or affirmations that you want to remind yourself of. You can post the notes on your bathroom mirror or on your refrigerator, maybe on your phone screen, or set an alert on your phone so that it reminds you every day at the same time with that positivity. Those are very effective ways to add positivity to your day, and you don't even have to think about it because your phone will remind you. Number 4 is mindfulness and meditation. These are my favorite way. They're really good ways to manage your mindset. So you can have a mindfulness practice like deep breathing or walking meditation. Mindfulness continues to be a struggle for me at times, but it gets easier if I practice meditation every day. Another idea is a walking meditation where you focus on your senses as you walk. What do you see? What do you hear? What do you smell? What can you touch or taste? Appreciating the beauty in the world around you helps you get out of your head and just focus on the beauty in nature or in your city or wherever you are walking. The 5th tool is reframing. Now, these are actually behavioral techniques that includes taking a challenging negative thought and reframing it into a positive, realistic thought. For example, if you think, I can't do this, then reframe it to, I can do this because, or I will give it my best shot because. Think about all the reasons why you can do something instead of why you can't. Consciously reframing your thoughts, it's possible to do this, especially if you are working on using one or more of the other techniques that I've described. Managing your mindset becomes your way of life. That's where it is for me. And I'm not perfect, absolutely. But just having these tools in your hip pocket will help you. So before we wrap up, I want to remind you, you are rebuilding. You're healing. I'm healing. We're all healing from something. You don't have to do it perfectly. You just have to keep showing up, taking one step forward every day. We've discussed the importance of mindset. We've talked about mindset shifts. And we've talked about 5 practical techniques to manage your mindset. There are many more techniques. I've offered 5 that have worked for me, 5 that I've tried, and I think they're really effective for me and for other women that I've coached. But if there's another one that you like better, then absolutely use that. I encourage you to implement at least one method, your own or one from these 5, to get you started. Remember that taking action creates motivation. So take the first step. You'll feel motivated to keep going. If today's talk resonated with you, I'd love to hear which mindset shift you're working on. What are you going to focus on first? Leave a comment or send me a message. I read every one. And again, I would love your feedback so that I can plan for future weeks. Share your mindset goal with someone you trust. They can help you stay accountable to yourself. And then you feel supported and encouraged. If you know someone who's going through a difficult season and this video might help them, please share it with them. The replay will be available on YouTube by Friday. So thank you for being here and for investing this time in yourself. I'm proud of you, and I'm happy to be here with you. Keep going, one small step at a time. As always, I'm cheering you on. Goodbye.